afternoon session. Oh, so excited to see you all. How is your Good Friday going? I've been watching across the river. The sunshine is sitting on the bank, and I can just see the people riding their push bikes and walking and running. There's still there's not loads of people out there, but there's still people out there enjoying this amazing afternoon. I thought it was going to rain earlier. It was big clouds come over, but there's some beautiful blue sky, sunshine, and when I finish chatting with you this afternoon, I'm going to put my walking kit on and I'm going to go and join them. I think the sun will be getting low by then, but I'm very excited to go out. Normally I walk on the shady side of the river, but I'm going to go over on the sunny side today. On the sunny side of life. We love it. Hello everybody, in case you don't know who the crazy singing girl is. I'm Katie Gordon. I'm the founder of Dietless Living, the creator of personal health leadership programs, and the author of The Missing Link to Sustainable Weight Loss. So thank you for joining me this afternoon. What a great day. We talked this morning about what to do when you can't resist that urge to eat chocolate, because this is the chocolate weekend, isn't it? Christmas was the just eat any kind of food celebration, and Easter is the eat a lot of chocolate weekend and possibly a few dozen hot cross buns. Well, maybe not a few dozen, but enjoy hot cross buns as well. And for some people, the chocolate thing is a really big thing, and they get very excited about permission, I guess, to enjoy Easter bunnies and Easter chocolate. And for some people, it's not really that exciting because they know chocolate's a bit of a weak point. But they've got, you know, kids, and the chocolate thing's part of their Easter weekend. So whilst they would prefer the chocolate not being around because it talks to them. Hello, hello, how you going? Come over, pick me up, eat me. And the little bunny ears, you know, they kind of, don't you want to just nibble on my ears there? For some people, chocolate really does talk to them. We all have our Achilles heel in food, in life, in everything. And this weekend, if your Achilles heel is chocolate, and you would rather resist the urge, today's talk is for you. So what can you do when you can't resist the urge? Like that urge is there and you're like, oh, when you can't resist and the bunny ears are calling. Hands up if you've ever actually had that problem where the bunny ears are going, nibble me please, or maybe you start with the feet, maybe you start with the tail. Has that ever happened to you? What about when you've ever eaten a meal, had a whole meal, and then gone on the hunt for food? Maybe that's when the chocolate starts to call you. Or what about, have you ever actually consumed quite a lot of chocolate perhaps, or anything, and then felt remorse? Hands up, that would be me. All three questions. Yes, yes, yes. So again, the question is why? Why do we do it? Why does that happen? Why do we not be able to control ourselves with or like we eat so fast that we don't even know we've eaten it? Why can we have a whole meal and then still be on the hunt for food? And why do we feel remorse after going on an eating binge? Well, the why we feel remorse is quite clear. But why do we do the eating binge when we know we're going to feel remorse? And it comes down to just a couple of things, really. And they're not a surprise. I'm sure you're going to go, oh, well, duh. But nevertheless, I'm going to tell you what they are. It's the fact that we pay no attention to what we're eating. We rush through whatever it is we're eating, whether it's a snack or a meal, we just rush through it like it was, I don't know, a sprint, and that there was a pack of wolves trying to get to it at the same time. And the reason that we feel bad when we're having it as well is because we've been trained. We've been trained to feel guilt and shame about the whole thing. But the reason that we just overconsume is because we're not paying attention. There's all these biological things happening and pushing us to it. We've covered that in several of the videos. But what we want to do is we want to know what the main cause is, which is that rushing and not paying attention, and what we can do about it. How can we change that? And I'm sure you're going to agree that this is no surprise, but we need to slow down the process. And we need to enjoy our food. Do you know, food is a hedonic experience for us. We choose the food that we eat every moment of every day. Every time we choose something to consume, that's an emotional choice. Because if it was a logical, rational choice, we would constantly only choose for the nutritional values. We would choose for the health-giving properties. We would choose for the fiber. We would choose for what vitamins and minerals and fats and calorie intake it's going to give us. But that's not how we choose food on a day-to-day basis. So food is a hedonic experience. It means that we would like our brain to be involved with that because it's the one choosing it. But when we rush through our food, when we pay no attention to our food, our brain's not getting involved and it's not noticing that we're eating, because 9 times out of 10 we're eating the food, but we're thinking about what we're going to do after dinner. I'll just rush through this because then I've got to do the dishes, I've got to put the washing on, I've got to, put little Johnny to bed. I need and the yard hasn't been done for a week. It's summer, the grass has been growing. I really should clean those curtains as well. And I need to, our brain goes off on 75 things. If we're out with friends, we're all chatting. If you have social anxieties, you're worried about what people are thinking about you, or if people are looking at you, or how you're interacting with people. There's a whole range of things that happen when we have social time meals. At the moment, nobody has to worry about that. But it will come back, and there will be a time that you need to remember these words. And for this weekend, it's about what to do when that urge to have too much chocolate comes sneaking in and you can't say no. So let's just get on with it so we can talk about, because we did cover this at lunch, and I'm hoping that you've come back and you're here for the extra strategies that I want to share with you. So the first thing that we need to do is remember, well, it's really step 2, but it's step 1. We want to sit down for any food. Whether you're standing at the fridge about to take a cheese slice, or I don't know, a piece of chocolate, or whatever's in the fridge, and you're reaching and you're about to pop it in your mouth while standing at the fridge with the fridge door open, sitting down to eat anything is number 1 rule. You must sit. When we stand and eat, our brain is not paying attention to the food ultimately, because when we're standing, we're on the move. Our brain's ready. Whoop, we're standing, we're ready, we're standing. Where are we off to? What are we doing? Oh, we're just grabbing that, but where are we going? Oh, we're just grabbing that, but where are we going? So sitting is when your brain says, oh, we're sitting. Why are we sitting? Oh, right, we're going to have food. Now, I don't care if you've got 1 lolly, 1 chocolate. You get your chocolate and you go and sit down. And if you're sitting at a table at a buffet of chocolates, like at Christmas time, then make sure you're sitting up straight, not lounging, not slouching, but sitting up straight and paying attention to your body. But sitting down is the first thing. Now, if you take on this rule of sitting down, you will master impulse eating in one foul swoop, because there will be no picking while you're cooking. There'll be no eating at the supermarket while you're shopping, like I said I used to do, and swipe the empty packets. There will be no eating on the run. There will be no secret eating under the stairs or wherever you happen to do your secret eating. There will be no midnight snacking, and it will just really cut out impulse and emotional eating, because impulse and emotional eating happens on the run. It is something that you do and it's in your mouth. The amount of food that goes into our mouth when we're preparing meals and standing in front of a refrigerator is phenomenal. If you take this one thing and implement it and be very strict with it, you will change your life just on one thing. Sit down to eat everything. The second thing is, before you sit down, especially if it's a meal, but even if you're just eating a cheese slice or having a single chocolate, plate, cutlery, glass of water. I'd like it if you had a placemat and candle or something. I'd like you to set the table. The more significant the meal, the more significantly you would like to set the table, because food is an occasion. So number 2, food is an occasion. So set the table. Why would you need to set the table, I hear you ask? What a silly thing for a cheese slice or a chocolate. One, your brain's going, oh, we're sitting down. What's that all about? Oh, we're going to eat. Oh, we've set the table. Must be important. Let me be focused and let me pay attention. Setting the table is to yourself, and this sounds like pish. I used to think it was a bit of pish myself, but it's actually true that when your brain sees you sit down to a set table, it says, oh, I'm important. Because isn't that how you feel when you sit down at a beautifully set table at a restaurant or a function? You go, oh, this is fancy. Isn't it lovely? So your brain's the same whether you're at home or out. So set the table. Food is an occasion. It's been selected by you, by your brain, because it's what you want to have. So make it an occasion. Just a cheese slice, a plate, knife and fork. You may decide to eat it with your fingers. Sometimes it's more decadent to eat food with your hands. Knife and fork says, though, I'm worth it. So you want to always set the table and sit down. You also want to pay attention. Pay attention to your food. You want to be focused on your food. Experience your food. The sensations of it. You want to slow down the eating process, so you want to breathe 3 times. You want to gush about your food. And yes, so you want to be focused on your food. We don't focus on our food, so we can eat a bag of chocolate, a bag of chips, a bag of lollies, a tub of ice cream, 3 plates of food. We can do all of that because we're not focused on the food. We're doing what I said before about we're thinking about everything else. food goes in, it's hand to mouth, your mouth's going, oh, yummy, 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 and it's just all going in. And sometimes it's going in, it's not even thinking yummy, yummy, but this is happening, this hand to mouth stuff is happening. So when you focus in on your food, you experience all the sensations, whether it's creamy, crunchy, salty, sweet, whatever it is, whatever's happening there, all the textures, because they might all be present, then you are experiencing that. And that means that you're paying really attention to what's going into your mouth. That's the other one I wanted to say. Put your weapons down. Down. So I can write stuff up while it's fresh in my head. Experiencing the sensations is about that, experiencing the sensation, because that means your brain, your body are all here with what's happening in your mouth. And what's happening in your mouth is very important, because you've just chosen a food to eat. You've now sat down at a set table to eat it, so now give it the due attention that it deserves. So focus on the food, experience the sensations. Don't be talking to everybody at the table. Family time should be for sharing and connecting. If you're sharing and connecting, not just each person speaking without actually having a conversation. Breathe 3 times for each mouthful. There's a whole bunch of thoughts out there about, 250 times, etc. I just focus on the rule of thumb of breathe in from your diaphragm 3 times. Because really, if you're snacking, let's just talk about snacking. If you're standing in the fridge snacking, or you're going for the chocolate bunnies over the weekend, you're experiencing a degree of tension in your body, and your body's actually anticipating that food's going to relieve that tension. So when we stand and eat, we're not doing anything to relieve the tension of our body. And the tension in our body is caused by tension of our thoughts and our emotions and financial tensions and all kinds of things. But if we sit down, focus on our food, have a set table, focus on our food, experience the food, take in a breath for each mouthful, take in 3 breaths, and chew it for that long. So between food going in, food going down, 3 breaths from your diaphragm. If we gush about it, which means just to be really extravagantly extroverted, think you're like the ab-fab women. Oh, darling, it's magnificent, it's amazing, the creamy texture of it, oh, sensational. If you really express how fabulous it is, your brain's getting very involved, and that's who you want to be paying attention to, circumvent a whole bunch of other things happening. Put the weapons down, because we tend to sit there with a loaded fork or a loaded spoon, and that's too much pressure on the brain, because and we're feeding ourselves. Put the knife and fork down. And really what you're doing is you're slowing down this whole process. So instead of the impulse eating, it's gone. What happened there is you've gone, oh, I've got food in my hand, what do I do, what do I do? Go sit down. Quick, grab a knife and fork. Quick, grab a plate. Sit. Pay attention. Oh, I've got to pay attention. Hang on. I've got to bring myself, my brain into my body, into my seat right here. I'm sitting. My brain's going, okay, we're sitting. What are we doing? We put the food in our mouth. We go, okay, it's chocolate. I'm going to experience it. No, don't yum, 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 yum. Chew it. Taste it. Feel the textures of it and the flavors. We're going to breathe 3 times for every mouthful of chocolate. And we're going to gush about it. We're really going to say, wow, oh, wow, Cadbury's really outdid themselves this year. This bunny is amazing. And we're going to just really gush about it. And putting the weapons down for the case of the chocolate means don't have the whole bunny in your hand. Just if you've got a bunny, put the bunny down, okay? If you've got a chocolate, just bite it in half and put half of the chocolate down. Don't stick the whole thing in. It's about slowing down the process. So I will go quickly because I want to get through so that we can do the rest. What was the other one? I was trying to think. I've had 6 this afternoon. We want to stay at the table. After you've eaten, I want you to stay at the table for a minimum of 30 seconds if you have to, but really a couple of minutes to 5 minutes to stay at the table, sit back, relax, let your body go. Because remember, at the end of the day, it's actually what it really wants is to rest, is to relax and to sort of take that moment. So let it. Stay at the table, relax, chill out, just go. And if you're like me and you go, I haven't got time to stay at the table, which is what I used to do, I haven't got time. If you haven't got 30 seconds to sit at the table, or 2 minutes, or 3 minutes, or 5 minutes, or even 10 minutes, just sit at the table and go, yes, that was good, and re-enjoy your food, then there's actually something not tracking right with your life and you need to fix that, because if you never fix that, then nothing else is going to work for you either. So stay at the table, relax, take a moment just to sit back and enjoy what you had and breathe. Close your eyes maybe, just chill, or if you're with people, then have a chat and then connect with people and really just, you can push your plate aside and just chill out. And remember, I know I'm mixing up eating the urge to eat chocolate with mealtime and stuff, but it's one and the same thing, because that overwhelming urge to eat chocolate gets slowed down, so it doesn't turn into a binge, it just turns into one bunny ear, which is okay. It's all right to eat chocolate, right? It's okay to eat chocolate, it's okay to eat cake, it's okay to eat anything you want to eat. You're an adult, you can choose what you like to eat. But if you're eating and you're feeling remorse about it, then you're not eating with volition, which means that your body's driving you on an urge, and nobody likes that because that's out of control, and not one of us likes to feel out of control. So to get back a degree of control is to slow down the process for yourself. So stay at the table, and I think I'm missing a step, but it doesn't matter, I've covered it all. Have a glass of water. Have a glass of water, because when you have water with a meal, so between each mouthful, and yes, there'll be people going, hey, you shouldn't have water with a meal, it waters down your digestive juices. Yes, if you're drinking a gallon of it, but so does wine and beer and everything else. A glass of water between each mouthful. You've had your mouthful, you've had your body of chocky, you've put everything down, you've chewed it, you've enjoyed it, you've thought about it, you go, oh yeah, that is so good, that is so good. And you have a sip of water, just a little bit, cleanse your palate. It's a break state in your mouth. In terms of NLP, when they say break state, you want to break that state of flavor in your palate. You want to, water's the perfect thing to do it. Not wine, not beer, nothing else, just a bit of water. Have a sip in between your mouthfuls. And then at the end of your meal, have a few more sips of your water while you're sitting at the table. That helps to stop that going and grazing. But if you've done all of this, the chances that you will get up, put your plate in the sink and go looking for more food, very, very, very slim. If what you've eaten is something you enjoy, then it's very unlikely you will then go on the hunt for food, because you just paid so much attention to this meal. You sat, you relaxed, you enjoyed, you just went, oh, that's really good. And the glass of water really helps to cleanse that palate at the end and to solidify that moment of relaxation and real completion of your meal. Now, if what you just ate, if you didn't actually like what you ate, you're going to go on the hunt for food most likely afterwards, because you were not satisfied. This is about satisfaction, mental satisfaction. Your body is, if we were eating for nutrition, then your body would be interested. but your body's interested in what you eat. It talks to you all the time, but what you're doing here is getting your brain on board and it's being satisfied that you've had a good meal. So if what you're eating isn't something you want to eat, to God's sakes, don't eat it. Don't eat it because it's the right food to eat. Don't eat it because it's the calorie controlled amount to eat. Don't eat it because it's what everyone said you should eat. It's the keto, it's whatever. If it's not what you want to eat, don't eat it, because chances are, even if you slow it down, you might get to the end and go, wasn't really that satisfying, because food's a hedonic thing. Food is what we want to be happy with what we ate. So choose foods that you like to eat. Now, back to the chocolate moment and the bunny ears. If you do find yourself on a binge, well, happens to everybody. If you do find yourself on a binge, what you need to do is remember that the water is a break state for your mouth. So if you find yourself on a binge and you've got the wherewithal to go, oh, shiza, I'm knee deep in a hand to mouth motion here and the chocky bunny is just disappearing at a rapid rate, is if you've got that wherewithal, if you've got that presence of mind, if you can put down the bunny for a second, or at least turn the tap on with the other hand and get yourself a glass of water or the cold water bottle out of the fridge and have some water, because the minute you start putting water in your mouth, you're breaking that state inside your mouth and the sugary thing, because it's that sugar begets sugar thing going on. So if you can have some water, that will help you to slow down the consumption of Mr. Bunny. If you haven't been able to get a wherewithal there and you haven't been able to get a handle on that whole thing and you've just eaten Mr. Bunny and all his family, then you've got a body full of chocolate and sugar and all kinds of other things. And if you are like me, whenever you have had an overconsumption of anything, whether it's salty, sugary things and all the processed foods, your body's going to have a reaction. So for me, cranky, upset, irritated, aggravated, bouncing off the walls. I get really hyper, and sometimes I go the other way. I get really tired, I get headaches, I get sometimes teary. It depends on the weird foods that whatever I've had and the reaction it's had. So back to the water. If you actually do find yourself, you've overconsumed, drink a lot of water afterwards to help flush your body and just move it through, because you need to help your body to get rid of that and get the thin your blood, fill it up, pee a lot, you know, like that's what they would do if you're if you ingest a lot of stuff, things that, you know, at the hospital they might bump your stomach, but they also get you to drink a lot of stuff. So stuff being water. So that's what you do if you want to slow down the process. Like if you've got the urge to eat something, great, have it. Don't try and resist urges, because it doesn't work. You push against something, it's just going to push back. Willpower is great, but it's not an answer. It's not a success strategy. It's not a solution to cravings and urges. This is a solution. It's a slow it down solution. I grant you sometimes that's really hard, so then you've got the other one. If you're in the things, maybe have some water to break state in your mouth. If you find you've gone through the whole process and you're at the other side with the regret, go, okay, fine, that's happened. Now what can I do to help my body? I'm going to drink some more water. Now, if you want to have some strategies that maybe over time, because there's a whole bunch of things that we need to address to help us become totally free from these urges and impulses and the debilitating things, effects it has on our body. But there's a whole bunch of simple things that I can teach you as well. So one of the strategies is called flip your mindset. So if you've ever seen somebody we all know somebody who goes, chocolate, I'm not really interested in that. I don't know what all the fuss is about. And if you're a chocolate person, you go, what are you, mad? I don't understand. How can you not think chocolate's amazing? And for them, they're like, I don't. Chocolate's nothing. It's just something brown inside a purple wrapper usually. And so to remember what flip your mindset is about, it's to go, okay, well, I have the mindset of a person who just can't say no to chocolate. And they have a mindset of a person who isn't even remotely interested in chocolate. What's that about? So how would you be able to flip yourself over to them? Very easily is just to go, I'm the kind of person, these are key words, I'm the kind of person who isn't interested in chocolate. And if you say that enough, because we talked the other day about the language that we use, change your focus, change your language. The language that you use, if you're constantly saying, I'm addicted to chocolate, I'm addicted to chocolate, chocolate's my Achilles heel, oh my God, I can't go without chocolate, I can't pass chocolate, then your brain's already going, okay, what you're thinking, your brain is proving, okay, well, that's who we are. But if you continuously have the language of saying, I'm not really that interested in chocolate, I'm so glad I've outgrown chocolate, I'm so glad that I've actually, I don't even know what the fuss was about. My God, that just doesn't make sense. I'm so glad I've outgrown chocolate. I'm not the kind of person that, I'm the kind of person that is easy, says no to chocolate really easily. They're key phrases to get a hold of. The ability to outgrow things, you've got that ability, I've got that. We've been outgrowing stuff all our life. We outgrew nappies, we outgrew friends, we outgrew school, we outgrew clothes, we've outgrown relationships, we've outgrown so many things over life. And you can outgrow chocolate. It's not the be all and end all of anything, and it's the language that you're using in relation to how you feel about it that's kind of keeping you connected to it. So start to change your language and flip your mindset. And the other thing that you can do with the flip your mindset is if you find walking down the aisle at a supermarket challenging because there's chocolate in the aisle, or they've got a stack at the end, or there's lollies, or there's biscuits, or whatever is your poison, and I mean that in a nice way, but whatever is your Achilles heel, if you see it, every time you see it, because it's everywhere in advertising, every time you see it, pull a face of bleh. Because your brain starts to go, oh, I don't like it. Because normally you see chocolate and your brain goes, hello. And you literally kind of lean in. All the cells of your body lean towards it because your brain remembers all the times that you have loved it and goes, oh, we do love that. It's like when you love a person, you lean in and you feel good. But if you actually see the product, wherever you see it, advertised in a bus shelter, on a bus, in a magazine, everywhere you see it, if you see it physically, mentally, with intention, lean away and go, ugh, yuck, you're telling your brain you don't like it. So we've all heard about the lean into discomfort and lean into things. Well, lean away from chocolate, lean away from sweets, lean away from the cake cabinet. Ugh, no, I don't know how you eat. I'm the kind of person who doesn't like that. I'm so glad I've outgrown that. These things go together, and it's a nice, easy, gentle way to go beyond urges that we can't resist, because there's no urge if you go, oh, as you're handing out the kids chocolates on the week on Sunday, isn't it? Easter Chocky Day. If you're handing out all the things, it's like, oh, yeah, no, you know, yeah, here you go, kids, here you go. And allow yourself to change the way you feel about chocolate, because it really isn't the be all and end all. And when you do get to the other side of that, where you have changed your language about it and you really do feel indifferent about it, you'll go, Wow, I have no idea why I was so into that. It's really nothing. Occasionally I have chocolate and I think, oh, I haven't had chocolate in a long time. And I have it and it's just this empty thing in my mouth. I go, it's just, I don't know, disappears in a second. No idea. So once you get to that point, you too go, I have no idea what the fuss was about. Really is nothing. So I hope to flip your mindset. Just remember to flip it. Think you're the person who's the kind of person who's not interested. Lean away from it physically when you see pictures of it. Oh, thank God I've outgrown that. Oh, thank God I'm the kind of person who's not even interested in that. I don't understand what all the fuss is. Change your language, change your views, slow down the process of anything and everything that you eat. This goes for everything that you eat. Every time you want to put some food or beverage in your mouth, you have to sit down. Set the table. Slow down the process. Pay attention to it. 3 breaths in for every mouthful. Experience the sensations. There's a really good movie from a long time ago, probably 10 years ago now, called Julie and Julia. Meryl Streep played Julia Childs and another girl played a person called Julie. That movie was one of the best movies I have ever seen for reminding me about the joy of food. Some people didn't like Meryl Streep in it. I thought she was wonderful. But Julia Childs loved food. Adored food. She's the one to get the cues from about how to gush about food. She adored food. She adored life. She was so into it. She just loved it, and that's how you want to be too, because when you change that language, when you change your point of view to I love my food, I adore my food, and I'm going to give it the time and attention that it deserves before I eat it, because I've chosen it, I'm going to give my time and attention to it. These are very important. And I just finished with the one last thing about science proves that gushing over your food is good for you, whether you're eating cakes, lollies, whatever you're having. A study, 2 groups. One group is, both groups are allowed to choose the most decadent food that they want to eat, their most favouriteest thing ever in the world, and the most decadent, as creamy and sugary as they like. And one group is told to gush about it, basically. They're told to really enjoy every morsel, every tiny mouthful, to eat it carefully and really, yum, so good, it's so good, and really appreciate it. And the other group were just told to eat it the same as they normally do, with whatever their preconceived beliefs and thoughts are about that, which for a lot of people is, you know, as they're eating it, they're saying things like, oh well, I'll be, you know, having to do extra workouts at the gym, 5 minutes on the lip, lifetime on the hips, and my doctor will be upset. Whatever we say, all these negative things, that was that group. And this group, who really love their food, they've done all the biological, physiological tests first. This group had all improved. Their immune system went up. You know, all the positive results. Their blood pressure, it dropped or evened out. Their pulse and their, their eyes dilated. I can't remember, but it was all the positives. Sorry, sometimes I get sketchy on the details, but they had all positive results. And the other lot, it was specifically the immune system that stuck with me, because their immune system went up and their immune system went down, and their blood pressure dropped and a few other things, right? So, but overall, all good results, not so good results. So gush about your food. It's really worth it. Your body loves it. We will cover in another session about why what we think is what we get. We've talked about what you focus on is what you get. If you focused on what you're eating and your body's going to get fat and horrible from it, pretty chances are you're telling your body's a living organism. It's listening. It's paying attention to what you're saying. So be saying really nice things, because who does really well when they get praised? Everybody. Who does really badly when they get criticized? Everybody. So we want to praise ourselves. We want to praise our food. We want to be enjoying our food. If we find ourselves in an eating binge on the weekend or any time, we find ourselves in the fridge after we've had dinner, we haven't slowed it down enough. If we find ourselves in a binge on the weekend, water is the way to go to help cleanse your palate, to try and stop the hand to mouth. If you've already puffed out the end and you've gone, bugger, no, I ate 4 bunnies, drink lots of water to help flush it out of your system and get yourself back to a steady pace. Because what will happen is you'll spike, you'll have your reactions, whatever they are for you, and then your body's going to start to feel tired and deflated and stressed again. And what you're going to go for is more bunny, because that's what we do. Our brain says, oh, I feel rubbish, what can I do to perk me up? We have more sugar, more caffeine, more whatever. So you've got to break that cycle. Water is your friend. I think that's enough. Thank you so much for watching. What if I turn you around so I can talk to you now? Can I turn you around? Hello? Hello? Hi! Hello? Talk to you all and say hello. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Kate. Hello, Liz. Hello, Adriana. It's so nice to see you all. Happy Good Friday. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate that. And it's so nice to see you. What's happening out there in your fair land? I hope you're having a beautiful, beautiful day and you've got a nice weekend planned. And that coronavirus and lockdown and shutdown and all of that hoo-ha and pish has been kind to you and is actually giving you some real joy in life. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. If you would like to leave me a comment, I would love to hear from you. Hey Samantha, hi Kay. Hello James, nice to see you again. Hey Raj, hello Jody. Hello Lindsay, nice to see you. Hello Keitha, hello Maricris. So nice to see you all on there this afternoon. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. Please do take care. Have a beautiful Easter long weekend. Even though if you've been working from home with coronavirus, it probably just seems like another day. But take care of yourself. Enjoy your food, whatever you eat. Just enjoy it. Life's too short not to enjoy the beautiful foods that we have on offer. I will see you again soon. Bye for now.